75 yards of offense so far for the Rams. Play action, Kupp, clean pocket, wide open, handled by Kupp. Cooper Kupp to the 45. 3rd and 6. Play clock's down to 2. Goff, protection holds up, throws it, end zone, touchdown, Cooper Kupp. It's half full. Brown remains in there. Goff from the gun. Sets up a deep ball. Cooper Kupp simultaneous. And Kupp wins out with Quincy Wilson.
1 total yards to start the day for the Rams on offense. And Goff throws down. Did Kupp make that catch? Wow, what a catch by Cooper Kupp.
Too much of an athlete for him in space.
Now Goff on 1st down. Underneath it is Kupp, spins out of the tackle, and finally dragged down from behind to the 12-yard line.
Catch made. Cooper Kupp, touchdown Rams. 2nd and 10. Pressure on Goff. Tipped, but caught by Cooper Kupp. Slips a tackle and gets a 1st down. Working across the 45 of the Rams.
And another accurate pass by Goff.
Goff fakes the handoff, going to take a shot. Off the near side, leaping catch. It's Cooper Kupp. Gurley split out top of your picture. On 1st and 10. Goff's pass is caught. Kupp in the open field. Run out of bounds at the Seattle 30, a pickup of 20.
He rushed 5. Goff throws and completes it to Cooper Kupp. And he is down close to the 10-yard line for the Rams. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Goff being pressured, throws and completes it. Cooper Kupp again.
He is telling his football team that if we do our job, none of that matters.
Cooper Kupp got away. He heads to the end zone and he's in. Touchdown Rams.
Cooper Kupp is a guy, when you look at him and you look at his measurables, you're saying he is not the type of player that he actually is.
On 3rd down efficiency in that first half, he loved the takeaways, but said they have to show up in the second half.
And here's Goff moving to his right. Goff throws. Wide open is Cooper Kupp. He's tackled inside the 25-yard line.
Now it's 1st and 15 for Goff and company. 4 penalties on both sides. Goff on the toss to Kupp. The curl by Kupp. And Kupp would not go down. It's a 1st down for Los Angeles.
2nd and 21. Try to rush 4. Goff getting around Hendrickson and throws it. Peter down. That's Kupp. Kupp with the catch. 2nd and 11. Oh, he's got Kupp. Kupp with the catch and finally shoved out.
12 sacks, having a Pro Bowl year for the Cardinals on 2nd and 15. Pressure again. Goff throws, open, 1st down catch. 35.5-yard line. It's Cooper Kupp again.
Drag it.
On 2nd down, Goff, good protection. Pass is caught by Kupp. And the rookie Cooper Kupp is good on 2nd and 10 for 19 yards, covered by McLeod.
They're showing a blitz here, possibly.
Gurley hangs in, throws, pass caught, Cooper Kupp. And a big 1st down and more. Inside Eagle territory, good move. Looking for a block from Watkins, gets it. Down inside the 15. On 3rd down, Goff, pass caught, Kupp, touchdown.
Over 25 yards, he has been everything for the Rams.
Here's Goff under pressure, slinging it out to Kupp. Kupp makes the grab inside the 5, still going, and Kupp is down. They mark him at the 1.
Goff to throw again, airing it out for Cooper Kupp. 1 foot, the other one. Yes, says the official, and this will be looked at a bit more closely. Goff, end zone for Cooper Kupp. He has the catch, but he is in for a touchdown. That's the ruling. If he held on to that and kept his feet in, that was amazing.
Gurley flanking Goff, 3rd and 5. And Goff will throw to the end zone, and it's hauled in by Cooper Kupp. Touchdown. Threw it over Brian Poole, who came back the other way. So the Rams get exactly what they needed.
Good to see from the young quarterback. Jet motion again. This is Kupp picking up a block. And another first down for the Rams. That was Robert Woods who was riding the path ahead. Final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Goff with time. Score it! Kupp! Touchdown, Rams! Complete for a first down as Cooper Kupp secures it.
What a catch by Cooper.
He doesn't lord it over his team. He works with his team. On 3rd down, there's another catch by Cooper Kupp, and he's still going. Cooper Kupp, and getting into Cardinal territory inside the 25-yard line. Well, 3rd and 8. He's looking at a dime package from the Chargers. Goff steps up, feels the rush, unloads downfield. Fighting, Cooper Kupp breaks away. Touchdown, Rams. Jared Goff extends the play, and then Cooper Kupp does the rest.
They were able to hold Todd Gurley to just 37 yards in that one.
Play action to him. Goff floats Kupp downfield. What a throw! Cooper Kupp. Goodbye. Touchdown, Rams. No flags.
Se o seu long snapper titular, o único cara da função, né, especialista na função no jogo, não puder voltar. Jared Goff pro Cooper Kupp, que quebra um tackle, conquista a marca do first down em mais 5 jardas.
I don't know how long Zim's going to put up with some of these mistakes by Mackenzie Alexander.
Cooks might have gotten away with a false start there. They didn't throw the flag. Now in the end zone, Kupp! Come on! Touchdown, Rams! What a catch! What a throw!
They only had 23 offensive plays in the first half.
Goff, well protected. Pass is caught. Who else? Kupp down inside the 40.
Goff, play action com passe longo, acertando o alvo. Cooper Kupp tá livre, vai até a linha de 30 jardas. É isso que faz muito bem o Los Angeles Rams.
26-yard pickup puts the Rams in good position off the play fake. Goff had plenty of time and hits Cooper Kupp inside the 20, out of bounds at the 19, and there's a flag on the play.
Down, so to speak, in Todd Gurley for a big game.
Again, the play fake. Gurley goes this time to Cooper Kupp. He spins away at midfield, and he is brought down. This is to improve, and one of them is right here in the red zone. Goff off the play fake. Cooper Kupp to the goal line.
That's tailback. And they give it on the jet sweep to Cooper Kupp. And Kupp gets dragged down, and we're going to have a horse collar after the play. And the Kupp shaken up, and that was Darian Stewart, the strong safety, who brought Kupp down with the...
Lá no Bounty Gate, né, no escândalo. Vamos ver essa jogada, depois eu falo.
Recuo do Goff. Faz a conexão no alvo. No alvo com ele, Cooper Kupp.
They fake it to Gurley. They throw it to Kupp. Down the sideline. Cooper Kupp stays in. Touchdown. And the lead is now 2.
New, but it's off the same look. It's the exact same look to the defense over and over.
2nd and 7. Looks to go deep there. He connects on the sideline again. It is a catch by Kupp.
2nd and 8, play action. Pass is caught, diving catch, and a beauty. That's Cooper Kupp again for 15 yards.
Advantage of that, but not today.
Over the middle, wide open. Kupp making moves and down to the 30. Goff throws, pass caught, Kupp. Room to run, still going. Cooper Kupp. What a touchdown for the Rams. Brilliant catch and run.
Pero los 4 que están jugando hoy son suplentes, como tú has venido señalando.
Vamos a ver.
Action va a pasar por la izquierda y la atrapa Kupp. Pasa la 45, la 50, la 45 en territorio de Cleveland.
Play clock at 2. Goff fires. It's caught for a touchdown. Cooper Kupp running an out route in the end zone, pulls it in, and that's the first touchdown of the game. 75 yards in 10 plays.
Goff. Kupp. Slips a tackle. Cooper Kupp to the 48 of Tampa Bay. They're blitzing again. Goff is throwing again. Cooper Kupp has a first down. He has a Ram touchdown. $29 yards.
And the Rams have had opportunities. They've had good field position. Just a couple field goals to show for it.
Play action. Goff protected. Pass is caught. Flag is down. There's Kupp. Back-to-back catches by 2 members of their big 3 on the outside. First it was Woods, now Kupp. Just a 3-man rush. Goff fires it. Pass is caught for the touchdown. Cooper Kupp. And now, in what it is a 2-point game, pass is caught by Kupp for the first down. Everett was wide open underneath, and Goff found Kupp further downfield.
Crucial 3rd down here for the Rams. He's off to the locker room. 3rd and 8. Goff, this side of the field. The catch is made. First down yardage and more for Cooper Kupp. Kupp towards the middle of the field and inside the 40 and close to the 35-yard line. 2nd and 16, and Goff to throw. Wide open over the middle is Cooper Kupp. Goff with time over the middle. Wide open is Cooper Kupp. Kupp close to the 45-yard line and a first down. And a first down at the 35-yard line. Little double reverse, little triple reverse. Goff throws this side, and it's Cooper Kupp down the sideline. Kupp to the 15, the 10, the 5, touchdown. Goff, all kinds of time, and going to go deep down the middle of the field. It is caught by Kupp.
The Bengals a couple of weeks back, 3rd down and 6. Goff, deep downfield. He's got a man wide open, and that is Cooper Kupp. Sooner or later, they're going to spot him out, and then they say he's in. Touchdown. 2 officials looked at each other. Cooper Kupp.
He's got 6 catches for 98 yards today. There's Cooper Kupp leaping in the air and getting down to the 46-yard line. They'll spot it right there, 46 of Arizona.
And that's what what Jared Goff will need as he moves forward. He needs everybody around him to help him out to get to that next level.
Couple of #1 overall picks for the end zone. Touchdown, Cooper Kupp. Goff delivers to his favorite receiver.
Gurley comes back into the backfield. Goff fires, and that will be caught. Cooper Kupp in the end zone. Touchdown. Higbee 7 catches, 80 yards, another big game. 3rd and 6. Goff standing in, delivers. He's got Kupp for the touchdown. Cooper Kupp wide open, and Goff put it in there for a 22-yard score.
Henderson, the lone setback. With Kupp in motion, it's Kupp who gets the carry. On the sweep with blockers. Cooper Kupp, nice move. And Kupp out of bounds at the Eagle 29-yard line.
On 1st and 10, a fake. Pressure is picked up, and wide open is Cooper Kupp. That's going to be a Ram touchdown. The leading receiver in the game hauls in a touchdown pass. He's over 100 reception yards.
Goff for Kupp. He's got it. Cooper Kupp inside the 20. Sprinting to the house. Touchdown Rams. When they needed it most, Cooper Kupp delivers from Goff.
On 3rd and 4, there's Kupp, and he's got some room. It's a foot race. Kupp and Troy Apke, and Apke will finally drape him out of bounds around the 10-yard line.
1st down and 10 for Los Angeles. Cooper Kupp got to get the ball in his hands. Somehow they hand it off to him. And he's across midfield. Pick up a 15.
In our production meetings.
While social distancing, of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
Goff complete. It's Kupp. And Cooper Kupp picks up a Rams 1st down in Dolphins territory. It's Kupp again. Nice move, and he picks up a 1st down and is finally tackled at the 35-yard line.
Really should not be able to complete.
Play action from Goff. He thrives on the play action. He's got Kupp. Kupp takes a seat at the 11 where Quandre Diggs eventually brings him down, but a 31-yard completion.
Who's able to hold out the other offense down here in the end zone enough?
2nd and 11. The pass is incredibly caught by Cooper Kupp.
3rd and 4. Goff, who has yet to miss tonight, is on target again. It's Kupp with running room. Yards after the catch for Cooper Kupp. And he's thrown out of bounds at about the 12 by Jamel Dean. Played a game here in 16, was never targeted. He's got a run and a reception already tonight. Cooper Kupp is piling up the statistics tonight. 7th grad for Kupp, and he's inside the 20-yard line. 3rd and 1. Goff's next pass will be his 50th. There it is, and it is caught. Cooper Kupp.
They ran a lot of deep crossing routes. The first time these two teams played, as you see, Cooper Kupp.
Right there, and great run after the catch, which he has done better than anybody this year.
Goff to his right, throws, pass is caught, touchdown, Kupp.
Kupp in motion, play action, set up for Kupp. Kupp at the 25, Kupp at the 30, and Kupp down at the 34, picks up 9.
And it was really the broken tackles. It was Higbee's big play.
So you wonder, with all this playoff seeding talk, how big of a deal home field advantage really is.
Yeah.
Here's Kupp, good throw, good catch, 1st down. With Wolford getting looked at in the locker room, Goff airs it out. Underthrown, but the pass is caught by Kupp.
That's what Stafford does so well.
No huddle here. Stafford again is going to air it out. Deep downfield, wide open. A flag is down. That's Cooper Kupp. There's a flag down to the 35-yard line. The Bears already signaling it's against the Rams. That would have been a 56-yard touchdown. Like I said, maybe at the top, a match made in heaven. We're going to find out. Here's Cooper Kupp. And Kupp still on his feet, breaking tackles, and he's going to get a first down.
Stafford, quick release on the wide receiver screen. It's Cooper Kupp for a Rams first down to the Colts 20. Stafford to Kupp. Second down and 6 with Kupp in the backfield. Stafford sets, throws, end zone, touchdown, Cooper Kupp. 16 yards, Rams strike first. Second and 10, he looks left, throws left, it's Kupp. First down and more across midfield. Finally forced out of bounds by Julian Blackmon. Now trailed by 4. Off the fake to Michel. Stafford fires to a wide open Cooper Kupp. And Kupp stays on his feet, finally knocked out of bounds. First and goal for the Rams from the Colts 10. Stafford, end zone, touchdown, it's Kupp. His second of the game.
Stafford, Kupp, touchdown.
It's the best division in football, top to bottom, the NFC West. Stafford, middle of the field for Cooper Kupp, and he's got it at the 21-yard line of the Cardinals.
Beyond the line of scrimmage, as far as that looked. Second and 7. Stafford throws, and wow, what a catch by Kupp. Brooks touched it, and Kupp somehow, with his hand-eye coordination, caught.
When you're sitting in that pocket and you have that kind of lane.
Stafford down the middle, Kupp, sliding catch, and tapped down near the 15.
Henderson adding to the blitz coverage on the pickup, and that allows time for Stafford to find Cooper Kupp for a big gain out across the 40 to the 45-yard line.
Nothing.
CT, thank you. Stafford looking deep, looking for Cooper Kupp, and sure enough, Kupp pulls it in Giant territory. Play clock down to 1. They get the snap off, fake to Woods. Stafford throws, it is caught, it is a touchdown. Cooper Kupp tight roping the sideline in that never-ending.
I would have gotten a three-point stance, but I'd be afraid I split my pants.
Stafford dropped it, picked it up, got it to Kupp, and Cooper Kupp turned into a big play and just get the snap off. Stafford backpedaling, finds Cooper Kupp, and burst to the end zone for another Rams touchdown, and Cooper Kupp, his second of the day.
In total offense for this Rams offense. Stafford, pocket collapsing as he has time to find Cooper Kupp, and Kupp down the sideline out of bounds inside the Lions 30. On second and 10.
He's got a little option route.
And there is Kupp right out of the backfield, makes the catch, and a nice move on the edge to get the first down.
They had that thing covered.
Pressure coming. Stafford stands in, floats it for Kupp. Open on the sideline, first down into Lions territory.
You know, and when they did, they lost a couple playoff games, so.
Third down and 12. Stafford with all day to throw, looking for Kupp, open over the middle, he's got it at the 40. Cooper Kupp to the 30. A little stiff arm and a tiptoe out of bounds inside the Lions 20. Stafford with Henderson behind him, Kupp in motion. Looking for Kupp. Cooper Kupp's got it, diving into the end zone. That's a touchdown.
Stafford wants to go deep, but he's got Cooper Kupp midfield, and he's off and running. That acceleration that he talked about, shedding tacklers all the way inside the 15 of the Texans. Matthew Stafford, end zone throw, touchdown, Cooper Kupp.
Her husband's in the 101st. Unbelievable experience.
We open up quarter number 2. Wide open is Cooper Kupp. How's the NFL's leading receiver get that wide open? They've been shut out in 4 first quarters earlier in the season, and tonight able to put 14 on the board in the first quarter. Get the jump on the Rams. Here's Cooper Kupp down to the 25. His 11th catch. That's good for 25 yards.
Matthew Stafford can get streaky and hot. He completes to Kupp. Point tries this season. Over the middle, back in the end zone. Got it. Cooper Kupp.
2nd and 4 off the play action. Stafford looking back for Cooper Kupp. He's got him down the sideline. Kupp stepping through one tackle and down near the Jacksonville 35. Rudy Ford credited with the stop.
You know, keep us on schedule.
2nd and 4 at the 29. Stafford with time. A dart to Kupp. Kupp motors away, and Kupp will coast into the end zone for the touchdown. 29 yards from Stafford to Kupp. The 11th time they've connected for a touchdown this year. Now Jefferson in motion. Play action. Stafford with time. Floating it for Cooper Kupp. Came back to get it, and the sliding grab at the 22, a first down.
Beckham in motion. Stafford looking the other way. Throwing, and there's Cooper Kupp. Stafford rolling to his right and throwing that way and snuck it in for Cooper Kupp. Touchdown for the Rams. 5th consecutive possession for LA with points. Stafford will load up. Cooper Kupp over the shoulder. Caught. Working on Byron Murphy. Jefferson had a 52-yard touchdown catch earlier in the game. 2nd and 15. Quick snap. Stafford to Cooper Kupp. He'll hurdle a defender to the 22. Gain of 7.
To try to get it going.
On a 3rd and 17. He better look out. He's going to air it out and wide open. It's Cooper Kupp. He's got it at the Seattle 40. Seattle doing some different things on defense. They need a yard on 3rd down. Going for Kupp. He comes back to the football and hauls it in. Wow. At the 45-yard line. That's how they do it. It's Michelle breaking out. End zone throw. They can't take him away. Touchdown Rams. Cooper Kupp. And he sets the Ram record. A spinning top. Or spinning Kupp. Picked up 11. Stafford throws for Kupp. He's got it. Cooper Kupp. It's a Ram touchdown.
Stafford protected, looking for Kupp. He got loose from Mackenzie Alexander. And there goes Cooper Kupp down inside the 35 of Minnesota. Stafford for Kupp, right on cue, into the end zone. Rams on the board with a touchdown. Stafford has Kupp. There's Cooper Kupp for the first down. Spinning his way inside the 10. He's the new Rams record holder for yardage in a single season, and he sets up the Rams at 1st and goal.
3rd down and 9. Stafford floats it. He's got Kupp. Cooper Kupp spinning and still rolling down inside the 30. What a play. It's the 15th career interception for Jalen Ramsey on a great play, juggling it all the way to the end zone. Then he returned it out to the 8 as Kupp gets it on the handoff. And a good start to this possession for LA. Backpedaling as he throws, and Kupp has got it. What a catch! And Stafford comes away limping. Stafford, end zone, Kupp. He's got it for the touchdown.
He's saving some wear and tear on him tonight. You don't even need him. You don't need him. The running backs are controlling this game.
Can still get a first down at the 1. Kupp turning around off the turf and into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Cards rush 5. There's Cooper Kupp up the middle. Kupp trying to break away. 4th catch of the night.
And so the defense now waking up the Bucs.
3rd and 20. Stafford going for it all. He's got a wide open man. It's Cooper Kupp who gets free. And Kupp rolls all the way to the end zone. On a 3rd and 20, there's a late flag. Stafford deep downfield. He's got Kupp again. He's at the 10. Stafford says, let's get down there. We gotta clock it. We gotta get the field goal. Clock running down. They have time. Rams getting set. Getting ready for Matt Gay to come in. He spikes it there, and Matt Gay will come in. And
Stafford throws, looking for Kupp, and he hits him coming out of his break. First down, Rams. Stafford, end zone, Kupp. He's got it. Touchdown, Rams. Second down, Kupp makes the diving catch. They'll mark him short of first down yardage. 3rd down coming up. 3rd down and 1. Stafford, end zone, Kupp. Got it. Touchdown, Rams. Stafford throws, pass caught, Kupp still rumbling. Kupp down to the 12.
limiting Patrick Mahomes to a passer rating of 12. To the outside he goes here. Cooper Kupp makes his first catch, stays inbounds, cuts to the inside, taken down to the 24-yard line. Broke away from Jesse Bates. That's a gain of 20. Stafford rolling and throwing. Caught. Kupp. Touchdown.
No choice now. You have to go play for the touchdown.
Stafford. Caught on the run. Kupp. Who else? To the 24-yard line he goes. Second and goal. Pass. Kupp. Got it. Touchdown.
Third and 8. Bills bring 4. Stafford pumps, reloads, and fires. And who else? Cooper Kupp, who won the Triple Crown last year. Led the league in catches and yards and touchdowns. Officially 4th and 2. Play clock running down, but not out. Kupp's got it. And he is hit, but pushed forward by his own teammate to get the first down. I think it was Coleman Shelton, the guard.
But now much bigger guys inside for the Bills.
Kupp bottom of the screen. Stafford looking that way, throwing that way. Kupp puts the toes down, in for the touchdown. Cooper Kupp does it again. For the first couple of games, the Cowboys opened 0-2. Emmett came back. They went to the Super Bowl and beat Buffalo. Third down. And that pass is Kupp one more time for a first down and more. Cooper Kupp. Big stats on the night.
They're going to put him to the 12-yard line. What a run.
Watkins springing running backs loose.
Stafford, pocket collapsing as he heaves it to Kupp on the sidelines. He pulled it in, got the toes in as well. First down to the 43, a pickup of 20. Kupp and Robinson stacked to the top. Stafford looking for Cooper Kupp over the shoulder grab, and Kupp's in for his second touchdown of the year.
First time all season.
Yeah.
Remember last week.
Stafford looking, Kupp sideline. Oh, what a catch! Got the feet in bounds and a first down, Los Angeles. He picks up 12. And there's Kupp out of the backfield to the 5. What a move! Touchdown! Cooper Kupp. Rams open the third with another score, and for Cooper Kupp, his second of the afternoon. Stafford, there it back to Kupp. Oh, what a spin! He hit the circle, and he gets the first.
I mean,
down to the 7-yard line.
There he is again.
Kupp in motion, the give to Kupp, and Kupp with a lot of room. Down the sideline, Cooper Kupp into the end zone with a rushing touchdown.
Got a man read. They sent Skronik in motion. You see they got the bunch with the 3 over the top.
Stafford, Kupp, what a catch! Cooper Kupp turns on the Jets. Kupp racing away. Cooper Kupp all the way. Touchdown!
Five DBs for the Panthers. Stafford sets up for Kupp. Kupp weaving through traffic. Cooper Kupp all the way into Panther territory. Down to the 40-yard line and a first down. Second down and 2. Kupp on the sweep. Kupp, first down. Tiptoes out of bounds across the 40-yard line.
Stafford lofting end zone. Kupp has it for the touchdown. Cooper Kupp going off in this first half.
He was the one that made a fuss about it. Said they ought to take the C off his jersey. As Stafford fires it downfield to an open Kupp. He beat him for 70 yards in the playoff game, and he's got another long one against the Buccaneers.
Oh, my goodness. This is an incredible throw with Vita Vea bearing down on you and Kupp running a perfect route. Well, Aaron Donald imposed his will on the last.
Did he ever? It was the bootleg and the deep throw and the wide open Kupp. And ridden down by Edwards, but not until it was another big gain down the field for 34 yards.
Have 3 timeouts, so the clock's not that big of a deal. But they're going to go fast and try to steal possession.
Stafford going deep. He's got Kupp open. He's got it. And he's taken down inside the 25. Cooper Kupp gets open deep.
Shared one previously. You know the feeling. Second down and 4. Stafford throws near side. Cooper Kupp. Kupp inside the 20. And then finally brought down by Marco Wilson.
Sending his team here.
From the 25, Stafford going deep, looking for Kupp. He's got it!
And win that game, man. Look at him now. Still getting accurate.
Third down and 8, 10th play of the drive. End zone, touchdown, Cooper Kupp!
That he goes back to the football, makes his quarterback right every time.
Stafford to Kupp.
It's not an easy thing to do to Montravius Adams, and he was able to get upfield and disrupt that run play.
Empty set, Stafford with 5 in the pattern. He's got Cooper Kupp with space, and he taps the toes for a catch near midfield. Stafford looking, throwing, he's got Kupp, he's got the 2, and the Rams have a 7-point lead. Pressure from the Packers, a flag is thrown. Ripping downfield, and on the first target of the day to Cooper Kupp, he connects, but will it stand?
Done a whole lot with the Rams until recently. Makes the catch right there from the 30. Fake to Williams. Kupp's wide open. Crossed the formation and nobody went with him. He takes it inside the 10. First and goal for Los Angeles. Ravens bringing some pressure. Stafford trying to beat it. Wants Cooper Kupp, and he's got him at midfield. Beating Mullen and then breaking his tackle and running inside the 35. That's the second time today we've seen Matt Stafford feeling the blitz. Stafford quickly to Kupp. Cooper Kupp made him miss. Threw him off. First and goal.
Get turned.
Stafford launching. He's got Kupp. Cooper Kupp makes the grab into field goal range.
Kupp in motion. Stafford off the play fake. Looking long for Cooper Kupp. He's wide open. He's got it in stride. He's going to go in. 62 yards. What a breakdown by the Commanders. And the Rams capitalize right out of the gate.
Second and goal. Stafford sprints out, throws. Cooper Kupp, touchdown Rams.